This video is called Who Are You? And I just want to tell you, you better buckle up for this one. At this point of learning mindfulness, practicing presence, and seeing which wolf you're feeding, you might be feeling a bit at odds with yourself. Perhaps you really resonated with the part about cognitive dissonance, and you are feeling that there are two of you at war. But how can there be two of you? There is only one of you. This other you that you feel, this is not you. But who could it be? Who are you? If you think left turn while driving, you can make your car turn left. But you are not your car. You're obviously not your clothes, and I suppose you can't be your hair or your nails. If you lost your left hand, it might be difficult to manage for a while, especially if you're a lefty, but you would manage, so you aren't your hand. Then I suppose you aren't your body either. Essentially, you cannot be anything that can be added to. This body is just pieces of earth material that put itself together. Bananas, pizza, salad, chocolate, these things are not you. They've just helped create a body for you. So who are you? The same thing with your brain. So you are your personality, right? But what if you're sad? What if you're very angry? What if you haven't slept? What if you lost someone close to you? Are you now someone else? Do you get to pick and choose who you are? Don't answer that question just yet. If your mood can change who you are, so to speak, how can you be your personality? A personality is confining. It is merely habits of thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that are created by nature and nurture. Your personality is simply a product of what your parents gave you and how you've experienced life up until this point. But it also has so much to do with what you are experiencing right now. Your job, the music you listen to, the media you surround yourself with, your friends and family, the culture you are in, and society. All of these things are playing a role, but it is mostly a subconscious role. So let's try an exercise you should be becoming very good at by now. Let's do a pause breath for a moment and bring ourselves into a happy state, okay? Shoulders back, chin up, eyes closed, palms open. Here we go. All right. After doing this, you are like a different person. Whatever reason that got you here watching me right now, it didn't exist for just a moment there. This defining characteristic did not exist. And just like that, you are different. See, a personality is simply the lens through which we see the world, the loudspeaker through which we communicate. It's also the membrane through which we absorb experience around us. It serves a purpose, but it is not permanent. And it is a very rigid construct. It is limiting. It labels you. So why not choose to create some labels that work for you? Why confine yourself to such a strict box? Why confine yourself at all? Why keep anything that you don't like? Alan Watts said that you are under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. As you've been mastering the breathing technique, you can relate to this idea, even if only briefly. If you aren't there yet, you will be. Just keep practicing. Once you begin to taste this clarity, you will realize that the you that you think you are is merely a loose mask. You are sitting there thinking that it makes sense, but it is hard. Remember, the dissonance that we feel. This war, this you versus your old self, this is referred to as the ego. The ego very much likes being in charge of you, but you are not your ego. You are limitless. You are whatever you want to be. When you watch a speedboat in the water, it leaves behind a wake. And as you watch the wake, it eventually fades into the rest of the waves. If you splash the wake, throw rocks at the wake, surf the wake, you will not change the trajectory of the boat. The boat is not controlled by the wake. Like this, you are not controlled by your past. Only your attention to the past will keep you there. The same goes for the present. If you do not like your current circumstances, you need only to shift your attention slightly to have a different experience. Your gaze should be on where you are going. Makes sense, right? If you are in a bad place, where do you want to be? Like piloting a boat, you will need your attention fixated on where you want to go, rather than where you came from or where you currently are. If you were in a boat paying attention to the wake, you would surely lose control. This is life. Do you see it in your life? Do you see how getting stuck in one place, constantly focusing on your negative past or the negativity around you, is sending you out of control? The ego has defined a constricting little box to keep you in. It did this for your safety and for your survival. Without a conscious captain at the wheel of your boat, we may steer off course, but you are now becoming more conscious every day. Your mindfulness practices are taking the captain's responsibilities back. This may scare the ego. It may feel very uncomfortable, but if you persist, you will change the mind into a place worth living. As an exercise, I want you to define your current personality. If you would like to really understand more about your current state, check out the Myers-Briggs personality test. I find this to be the best judge of this mask we define ourselves by. Use these constricting labels to just better understand where you want to be. I'll see you guys in the next video.